Everybody, it's Peter. It's Sunday, which means it's time for Discovery. Tonight's episode is the final for the fall season. It's called Into the Forest I Go. And I'm not sure if this is being picked up by the camera or not, but there's a lot of bings and bangs and bongs on the FB Facebook feed right now. Everybody's going, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This will be a review and a recap, so be spoilerish. I'm not going to go into the whole details. I'm going to cover most of the main points and just my opinions on some of the points as I saw. Also, if you're new here, you know the drill. Hit subscribe, hit the notifications, so you'll see more of my shenanigans. And before we jump in, also, this was a good episode. This is up there with the Captain Harry Mudd episode, the Magic Makes the Man Go Crazy or something. This one, episode 9, I think overall is the best. We've got the best rhythms. There were still a couple of faux pas in it. I will mention those as I ramble on. But I think we've got the characters down pretty good. Everybody's smoothed out a bit. I think the only person that was kind of had their knickers in a knot was the Admiral Vulcan. Vulcans are supposed to be like, stoic and calm, but not like, Captain, if you don't do... He always borderline raises his voice all the time when he talks to Lorca. But anyway, let's jump into this. We got Lorca in the ready room talking to the Vulcan Admiral. He's basically, no, you got to come back, and the Klingons are coming after you, and we can't start a fight. Says, but sir, we got to protect the planet because if the Klingons blow up the transmitter, we can't find cloaked ships, and this is what the whole plan was, and the plan's going to go this, It's like, no, I don't want to hear any, the Vulcan Admiral's almost like, I don't want to hear any of this, blah, blah, blah. And you got to come back to Starbase 46, and we got to figure out a new battle plan. Lorca's like, yeah, okay, whatever, sir. Cuts the call, okay. But this time, instead of jumping like they always do, he orders the ship to warp 5. We're going to go to Starbase 46 and work our way there. And then he gets everybody together and says, okay, while we're on warp, it's going to take us a while to get there. We've got so much time before Cole's ship. He's taken over the Sarcophagus ship. And they got to figure, okay, we got to figure out another way since planetary transmitter gets compromised. We got to figure out another way to detect cloaked ships. So between Saru, Michael, and Tyler, they figure out a way. Well, if we jump on Cole's ship, we got a nanosecond between their shields coming up and the cloak disengage, in which they've got that fraction of time they can beam in a team. So they figured, okay, if we put a couple of transmitters on Cole's ship, we can get the frequency of the cloaking device. As far as we know, it's a replication of the same cloaking device given to all the other ships. So it's going to be on the same frequency. So, okay, we got that figured out. We're going to have a team, and it'll be Tyler and somebody else. And Tyler says, well, I'm going to bring Michael along. And Lorca's like, no, not going to happen. And Michael gets into it again with Lorca. And I thought, oh, here we go. It's the pilot again. She's going to do a mutiny again. She was always so cool all this time. And then she got a little bit argumentative, but she was using her logic, being a little stern, and just like saying, Captain, I know the ship. I'm the only one that knows a Klingon ship, so I know where most of the stuff is. And then after all, he said, oh, okay, you'll go. I guess he just didn't want to lose Michael because Michael is a good asset to have. So they figured, okay, we're going to beam in. We're going to set up a couple of transmitters, one fore and one aft. They're not detected by Klingons. They actually wear a special gizmo that is, I think it's a pattern inhibitor or some kind of thing that basically makes the Klingon internal sensors think these two guys are Klingons when they beam in. The other part of the plan is that Lorca talks with Stamets, and he says to him, okay, I need to ask a really big favor of you. You need to do, I think it's 132 or 133 micro jumps, because once they get the data from Cole's ships, then they can figure out an algorithm, and then we can go like, okay, now we know what the cloaking frequency is, but we know there's like so many ships, and I guess they figured I'm assuming they're making that many jumps because there's that many ships. Just long enough so they can actually start tagging with the frequency they know. So, okay, there's a ship, there's a ship, there's a ship, there's a ship. So before we start doing the micro jumps, we basically beam onto the Klingon ship, and Tyler and Michael got to go, okay, first transmitter, easy. Back of the ship, we'll just stick it there. No one's going to find out. This was a weird little faux pas, too, that Michael's tricorder went off all of a sudden. It's like, wait, there's another life form here, a human life form. Like, that she had her tricorder set to pick up human life forms? No. They were just about to go to the bridge to plant the second transmitter, and just like the tricorder was like, beep. Okay, how'd the tricorder know? And we found out after that it's it's Admiral Cornwall, and she's not dead. She's actually in the broom closet like we saw before with the other day Klingons. And then we also find out afterwards that when they said that Terrell, even though she swore her allegiance to Call last episode, she's actually thrown in the broom closet too. A little bit in between as well too. We see again the Klingons doing their thing, talking. Again, I'm still not. I don't care what anybody says. I'm still not keen on the Klingons. It was hard to understand them talking again, but there is a resolution later on using the universal translator, so everybody gets to speak English. Before the second transmitter planted in, and they find Admiral Cornwall, Tyler happens to notice in the other corner is Terrell, and for some reason he has a major PTSD breakdown. He's having these massive torture flashbacks. He's super freaking out and just cold sweat, slumps on the ground beside the Admiral. They were able to revive the Admiral, and luckily because the Admiral is also a part-time psychologist, not just an Admiral, so Tyler's totally freaked out. He's totally useless. So Michael says, okay, I'm going to finish out the rest of the mission. The Admiral's going to try and get Michael out of his funk and back to normal. So then Michael makes her way to the bridge and puts the transmitter. They find it, and then the Klingons going, hey, something just happened. What's going on? We're detecting something. And then it's like, who's there? And she's got her communicator open. Interestingly enough, the communicator actually has a funkier, now it has digital displays, that even though it looks like the TOS communicator. And she turns on the universal translator, so now we're able to hear the Klingons finally speak English, so we don't have to worry about subtitles for the rest of the show. While they're on the bridge with the communicator, we can actually hear English. And when she's saying a couple of things, it's actually coming like "Bach wa for sure," and it said, "Hey, who's speaking Klingon?" And so they finally resolved the issue, and maybe they heard the cries of the fans like, the Klingons sucking, we can't understand with the marbles in their mouths, so now we can. Everybody speaking English, great. Then we end up with a bit of a standoff between Michael and Cole. She's sort of talking about what about Klingon other, and then you see Cole fidgeting with a badge, a Starfleet badge. We find out later on it's Captain Georgiou's, and then Michael talks some smack, and then they end up having a bit of a knife fight between her and Cole. And while that's all going on, then they finally get the information from the transmitters. It takes about 5 minutes for Saru to come up with an algorithm. At the same time, while this has all been going on, the distracted Klingons, they've just been flying the ship around in circles, attack pattern, Lambda 2, and zipping in and out, hugging the donkey, that kind of thing. While that's all going on, and they get the algorithm, they actually do initialize the 130 plus jumps. And we see it's like a major strain on Stamets when he's in the chamber. The jumps actually are really hard on Stamets. You can see they get to about 60 jumps or so. And he's just like sweating bullets and he can't handle it. And he was just like, no, Captain, we have to stop. We have to abort. Just like, no, we got to do this. We can do this. We can win the war. And it's like trillions of lives will be saved. Oh, and previously too, I forgot to mention that when they were discussing the star charge between Lorca and Stamets, he made a note that he actually was plotting out every jump they've done. There's a huge map, and it comes up with, and this was a fan theory on Facebook a while ago about, is the spore drive only able to do like spatial jumps, or can we do like timey-wimey, Doctor Who jumps kind of thing? And Lorca says, yeah, we're able to plot certain things. They could be, gateways to other parallel universes and all this kind of stuff. So also doing these multitude of mini jumps, we'll be able to plot more information on top of just jumping and getting the Klingon information. We can maybe get a little bit more spatial information and use this to our advantage. So again, we said, maybe there might be a time travel thing involved down the road. And then Discovery comes back from doing its multiple jumps and said, okay, guys, we're ready to get out of here. They get transported out of there, and there's one really cool quick scene too. You get to see again Lorca using his little EpiPen and you see his pupils dilate. And again, that's another fan thing that came up again in the forums. People going on, well, he lost his EpiPen in the other episode. Maybe he got his eyes fixed. He doesn't need them anymore. And I was like, dude, just because you're not seeing it in the show, it's like, what happened to the people going, what happened to the Tribble? What happened to the fortune cookies? These kind of questions always like, just because it's not mentioned again doesn't mean the character is not using that feature again. And you find out, yeah, Lorca still has to, you know, EpiPen his eyes, everybody in, and also while they're beaming out, Laurel comes to, I think she got stunned earlier. I missed a couple of scenes because I was making notes at the same time, trying to watch this. It is going to be back on again at 11 o'clock Eastern time on our local channel, so I'm going to probably sit down and just watch it in full and try to enjoy the whole thing. Laurel comes out of it and grabs a hold of Tyler as they're beaming out, so now they've got her as a captive. And they get out of there, they talk to the Admiral. Vulcan Admiral's all happy now. You know, Captain Lorca, you'll get him the medal. Lorca later talks to Stamets about what happened. He says, you know what? You're going to get the medal because it wasn't me doing it. It was you doing the jumps that actually helped us save the day and get the information we need that hopefully can finish this battle. And he says, okay, we're going to ask one more jump out of you, if you don't mind, so we can get back to the starbase quicker. And Stamets is like, okay, one more jump. And then Lorca says, great. And Stamets comes back, sort of like, one more jump, and then I'm out of here. I quit. He's got all his information in his head. He's been, you know, because part of him and hooking up with the mushroom universe, he's picked up on a lot of information. I think as a scientist himself, he wants to sit down and like, we got to figure all this out. What's all going on in his head? He's got all his information. You remember, like from last week, he was saying Captain Tilly when he came out of the one jump. So maybe he's retained all this information. He's got to get it out. Maybe he's got to get it written down. We're going to go for the one more jump. And then what happens is the jump goes askew. And it doesn't quite finish the jump. We don't know why. And Stamets just comes stumbling out of the chamber. His eyes are all whited over. He's sort of like incoherent, talking about whatever. We don't know what's happening. And then back on the bridge, Largus the same thing. What the hell just happened? The jump didn't work. What's going on? Sauer's trying to get some information. And he's like, I don't know, Gavin. They're somewhere in space. There's all this Klingonish wreckage around them. And end scene. And probably 5 seconds after that, the entire Star Trek Discovery fan base just went, what? I can imagine everybody's just going to go, oh man, we got to wait till January now. Oh man, what are we going to do? Watch some TV, Christmas shopping, I don't know. Kill some time, you know. It's only, what is it, 6 weeks, 6-7 weeks, big whoop. I swear some people, it's just like, this is all you guys do. You're just going to sit here and watch Discovery. I shouldn't say anything because some people are just like that. They're just going to be so, oh, must have Star Trek. Or like the other day too in Orville, they missed a week, but because it was, I think it was during the baseball playoffs, and people said, why are they showing the pilot again? It's Thursday night. It's supposed to be Orville. It's like, dude, sometimes the show's got to take a break or it got to be preemptive because something else coming on. And you want to lose your fan base because there's a major sports event going on, and then you're going to lose your viewership. So give it a week, and we carry on the next week. Simple as that. But anyway, yeah, as I said earlier, this was really good. Like I said, I'm going to watch it again just so I can watch it in full. Don't have to worry about notes or anything. Just take it all in. But I think for me, this had all the elements. It was like everybody was well written. The acting was really good. So we're going to have to see what's happened in the new year, and hopefully it's going to, I think now we've got the proper stride. The other day too, even the Harry Mudd episode with the time loop, that was pretty cool. So again, we'll put it to you. What did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Or again, are you an Uber friend? Are you going to be joining like, I need Star Trek, I need Star Trek? Or can you, you know, hold tight and wait till next year till we, you know, get the new episodes coming in? Don't forget to like, dislike, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll be doing other reviews. We still got Orville to work with, and now gonna have some extra time. I can do my product reviews hopefully, and carry on with the channel. Even though there's no Star Trek to report on, but I'll be reporting on other things. There'll be some movies up and coming. I still have to see Thor. I still have to see Star Wars when it comes out. So yeah, I'll be doing other things as well too, while we're waiting for Star Trek to come back. And as always, see you in the next one.